Hey, what's up, guys? So, little change of plans. I was going to upload the game I talked about with me and Swindle, the big carry that we had between the both of us. But unfortunately, the cap card decided to not cooperate. And it's not really the cap card again, it's more my computer not being able to handle it, and I need to find some way to cool it down. I know what I need to get, but I gotta find the time to order it, or the money to order it, I guess. But off that topic, instead, we got some gameplay in the Russian Bletmobile, I guess you want to call it, or whatever. The T-100LT. It's been a little bit since I've had a game in this on the channel, I think. But yeah, like I said, for this thing, it's probably my third favorite Tier 10 light. It's still a blast to play, but I just feel like the gun is kind of funky. You almost always have to be firing on the move in it. It seems like it's not the gun. I don't know. It's only got 300 alpha too, and only 43 rounds, which is still better than. There we go. All the Panzer wagon. It's right in front of us, but I've still had several games where I've ran out of ammo or just not been able to do enough damage because it's the lower alpha too. But enough about the tank. We're on, Namahan. I believe that's how you pronounce it. We're actually on the summer variant, which is slightly better. It's a little smoother. We don't have as many snow mounds to flip you over. Doing the relatively generic thing of spotting along this line. I don't really ever recommend spotting the other flank. At least on standard battle, there's really no point to it. It's a corridor basically, and it's kind of unimportant. Nobody really goes that way that often, at least in my experience. So I just kind of try to avoid it in my lights, and really honestly all my other tanks. I feel like this side's more important. You get control of the hill that runs up along the ridgeline here, and it's just a more important part of the map, I think, to try to win and fight over. Plus, it's easier to scout on the side if you're in a light tank. So, it is a little tricky with that fact that where they're pushed up, that they're within 400 meters, but there's still snipers up where that King Dragon is. So I really don't want to fire, because then I'm going to be out in the open and kind of just exposed unless I can get behind cover quickly, like I can here with that shot in the E75. Yeah, I get spotted, but I can get behind cover quick enough to avoid the incoming shots from their guys sniping on the hill, basically. Then we get a filthy shot with third person free aimed on the Batchat. We track him and I believe take out his engine, which is fairly common. Already says hello to us as well. And now I kind of see the Panzer wagon coming in for a little bit of fun. He bounces his, looks like heat round. And now we're going to just use our third person aiming to hopefully win this engagement. It looks like he's RBRTing, at least that's just generally about where the shell's going. Versus us, we're kind of using that ability to not rely on the RBRT and try to actually aim our shots. Then when he drives in a straight line, then that's when we lock on, but it still misses because reasons. And we're trying to get him, and there we go. So it's something I want to talk about in a future vid. I don't want to go into real depth here, but that's a little example of what you can kind of expect whenever I get a chance to put that video out or put time together for it. But it gives you a little taste of what I'll be talking about in that vid whenever I decide to actually put the time in and effort to do it. Which I will. I will at some point. Hopefully before this month is over. But yeah, now one of their enemy scouts is out. We're kind of patrolling a little bit, trying to just poke and prod and see where they're at. We spot the Chrysler. I really don't want to go in because I know there's other tanks up behind him. But yeah, we're still not seeing very much opportunity for us to really get some shots in without taking a lot of risk in exchange. This Batchat seems very keen to come after me. Every time I get spotted, he kind of changes direction and comes after me, makes some kind of maneuver in my direction. So I'm kind of wanting to get him out because he seems to be paying a lot of attention to me. at this point, and we're just doing a lot of weaving and zigging and zagging to make sure he doesn't hit us. I know the gun handling on the bat, at least especially the Batchat AP and the regular Batchat, isn't very good. So as long as you don't drive in a straight line and kind of are unpredictable, we should be able to avoid some of the shots. While also trying to shoot the heavies that are pushed up. But he pops back up again, and at this point I just get tired of dealing with him, and I'm just going in. Not kind of crazy, but I kind of noticed also that my team has flanked around and the snipers in the back have kind of turned their attention, so we're able to just abuse his terrible gun handling and just do a little weaving and, again, zigging and zagging, and avoid almost all of his shots and take him off the board. And now we're going to go help finish off this E5. Somehow we track him and do damage there, which is nice. Do a little bit of just quick maneuvering to make sure we stay ahead of his gun. He doesn't seem too keen to even bother with us. He probably realizes it's not going to happen. Then he decides to run the mouse. Not really the best idea. And we finish him off for our third kill so far. This game's pretty much in the bag, I would say, but it's still close enough to where there's still damage on the board, so we're going to move in as quickly as possible. A lot of their tanks are tier 8, but they're still fairly healthy. So it's kind of good news for us is that they still have hit points left, but the threat of us actually losing this game is very, very low, especially with, I think we had a full health mouse, and then I'm still on basically full health as well. So again, we're just going to try to farm as much damage off these guys as physically possible. Here, I'm really hoping he would just move up a little bit, but it doesn't happen. And we're just trying to maybe see if he'll make a shot and pull out. But it's not going to happen. So, I apologize. We're just going to have to look elsewhere. And I spot the Vindicator. I know the Chrysler, I believe, is also there. And we see him. But at this point in the game, there's 4 tanks left. I'm trying to get as much damage off as possible. I know the Vindicator's one shot, so I'm not too scared of him. And now we're going to go back in around and rinse and repeat on his buddy in the Chrysler. We should have waited a second more there to actually have the shot pen. Now here he's going to get a shot into us, but he doesn't because already tracks him and he just whiffs the shot into oblivion and frustration, I suppose. And that was our 5th kill. So now with 2 tanks left, we should be able to get our top gun, hopefully, and finish off a really good game. A little skeptical there, but by the time we close the distance anyways, it's kind of worth it to just take that opportunity. It does help if you don't just try to RBRT all the time and pay attention to the terrain and actually aim your shot. And then maybe you could actually, do something. And we're going to get a top... Oh, never mind, sorry. Still another tank left, so hopefully we can find him and pick up the 6th kill here in this game. I think the Brazil was last spotted by our base, so we're going to go hunt him down, hopefully. We only have 12 shots left, actually, at this point. Not going to run out of ammo, but it's something to be noted. Like I said, it has more ammo than like the Panzerwagen, but if you find yourself firing a lot, you can run out fairly quickly. And for some reason, the Brazil is going in on the, well, I guess the KB4. We put the shot into him, but it only tracks him. Which is good, but I'd rather have done damage there as well, because then he would have been a one-shot here. And then we're just trying to ram him to death and hopefully pick up our 5th, 6th kill. And, well, no, I guess not there either. So, oh well, we don't need a Top Gun. But we finished the game with just shy of 6,000 damage and just shy of 3,000 assisted. Not bad for a quick game that really wasn't that close ever. But a good way of getting around the map and just kind of getting the most damage out of the way and prioritizing tanks that are kind of showing interest in you. And using my tank's strength against their weaknesses, I guess, in a way. And just using some other techniques and tactics, I guess, to get the advantage on them, such as the third-person aiming and stuff like that. So I really want to bring the other game to you guys, and I will. It'll probably be just a Twitch highlight. I just cut it, but it won't be commentary. And when that comes out, be soon. And I'll catch you next time. See ya.